And because you're going to have to write your own licks with these scales to make them sound correct. Just like in the key of C, an F is part of the C scale, but you don't hang on an F. You don't play that note so much. You'll have to make your own decisions of what notes will sound great. Okay, here we go. I want you to play a G7 flat 13 for me.
G7
flat 13, which contains your E flat. And I'm going to play the A flat jazz minor scale, okay? Play it for me. Just play it again. Now it's a C major. Dig this. Hear the color change?
Yeah. Resolves right now.
Now you can do a 2-5, D minor 7. And change scales. So from G7, you think A flat jazz minor to C major. Do you hear that color change? That's a terrific color change. That's it. That's the stuff that they're all doing. Okay? The arpeggios, the licks they've made up, they resolve them properly. Here's the A flat jazz minor. Now, G7 flat 13 to C minor, same deal.
That's on the eighth flat.
That's an A flat jazz minor scale.
Okay, so that everything basically falls into these two.
Exactly. Okay? So here's a good position for A flat jazz minor. Now we need A flat jazz minor.
Did you go to Berkeley?
3 years. But I learned this after I left Berkeley. I figured this out on my own. It's like a system. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I turned down a thing for Berkeley.
Well, you know what, Joel? You're pretty advanced for Berkeley. In my book. Yeah. You know a lot of stuff already. Berkeley was good for me because I was totally ignorant. I mean, I couldn't play with a pick. I played folk music, and I could sing everything on the Rolling Stones and Johnny Winter records so blatantly that I had to do something about my musicality. I couldn't play anything, but I could sing everything. I was hearing the horn lines, the bass lines, you know.
Yeah.
My mind was so filled with something I had to be a musician, but I couldn't play the guitar for anything. That's why Berkeley was good for me. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a position, A flat jazz minor. Think of it as a major scale with a flat at third. You're going to start with your second finger, 4th fret, right? That's your A flat, 6th string.
Sure.
Now this is the 6th string position of the jazz minor scale.
Right. Which
Now,
we were just
let me
talking
test you. Okay, if the situation was different and we had a dominant 7th of the other category, what dominant 7th would A flat jazz minor be played over?
A flat jazz minor would be played over a C sharp. No, wait.
Right.
Yeah.
D flat. I think D flat if we're talking flats.
I said C
That
sharp.
was perfect. That really surprised the shit out of me. Okay, so therefore, you're learning 2 basic positions here that can be
utilized
all over the place,
So,
right?
God, yeah.
You know, without learning locally, freely, kill yourself, no, you know.
Yeah.
Without learning mixolydian, flat 9, flat 11. You're thinking 2 scales, basic positions with all the tensions, with everything in the package, without working out a million different things.
Yeah.
Okay. Gives you everything anyway. Yeah. So why make it more difficult than it is? Okay, second finger, that's how I put the 2 there. Then 4, 1, Right. This is a full 2-octave scale. As a matter of fact, I'm going even up to the 9 to give you all the extra notes. And you'll start hearing some stuff right away, probably. This will change your ears entirely for life, this scale. Really. I'm not sounding dramatic or anything. Just get that scale down, smoke another cigarette, get cancer, get this position down. Come on.
No. Hell yeah. It's a nice stretch.
Like I said, this is the trouble I had with it before, and I said to you how I play the top part of that scale. Remember when I said that?
Yeah.
I was making a mistake because I never do the bottom. You know, it doesn't cut through in the band. Anyway, you play the bottom too much, you can't hear yourself. Okay, starting on A flat. Did you start on A flat?
Boy, and I switched up positions. Okay.
Sure.
Oh, starting right here. No way.
Start it. I probably wrote it wrong. Sorry about that. My mistake.
You got it wrong?
This, I just have to give you a big X here and hope to God that you're just not going to look at this. This is the note you want. That's a mistake.
Which one?
The X is the one you don't play.
Okay.
Play everything but the X.
Everything but the X. No.
Right, minor, right? A flat jazz,
third.
minor.
Right. There's the flat third.
Right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. And then back up from there, back up here.
Yeah, well actually it does stay in one position though. Look.
That just came through.
Okay? Practice
Cool.
the scale for a second.
Okay.
Right.
Play the X.
Play the X. I'm really sorry about that X. If you
It's
want,
okay.
I can write it out again.
No, that's quite alright. She's a big X.
And besides
there,
that,
I'll
you
know
read
not to
music,
play.
and I wrote the scale out in music, didn't I? So
Yeah.
you have it down. Hey, keep playing that scale. Good together. Okay, you make the little mistakes and you'll get that when you get home and stuff. But play the scale for me and I'll play the G713 so you can experience it, okay?
Okay, ready?
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a little trouble going down. Very common.
Yeah.
One more time, and then what I'm going to do is play a C major, and I'm going to tell you when to resolve to a C scale. Switch to a C scale. Plain old C. Okay, here we go. G7, flat 13, A flat jazz minor. C major. Okay, you'll have to find a way to do that. Right. One more time. G7 flat 13, A flat jazz minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. C major. Okay, why don't you start just on C and just do me a scale, okay? Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, A flat. C major, starting with C. Right. And you can see, as with what I said before about coming up one scale and down the other, the ideal would be thing to do in this situation when you have this. I'm doing arpeggio.
Right.
And then switch yourself into that position. You know, you'll get the switch yourself. You know, just get it somehow. With your pinky is a good pivot, okay?
Sure. Okay.
Okay, now listen to this. This is total A flat jazz minor moving to C major. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is all the A flat over the
A
G.
flat. That's a
And
color
that
chart,
works.
isn't it?
Okay.
On every 5 to 1 chord. Okay? So let's switch keys so you can think. We're in the key of E flat major. We have, let's see what tunes are. You brought me. Okay. Alright. Okay.
Okay. Flying back to Virginia tomorrow?
No, I'm going to Cincinnati. Here we go. Perfect example.
Tune up. Yeah.
Tune up.
Perfect example.
Where's that A7? Which category does that A7 fit into?
That's in the second.
Second category.
Because
So-
it resolves.
Because it resolves, baby. You got it. So what do you play over A7
Oh, A7.
that you have to think about for 2 months and then
the
go
B
here
flat.
by ear? B flat jazz minor.
That's minor.
Moving to D major.
D major.
Plain
okay.
old D
And that would that work also for the E
No,
minor?
for the E minor you play E Dorian. E minor.
Dorian.
Yeah,
which
E
is
Dorian.
just- You know, I wonder.
So your perfect example is, let me write a melody down for you. I'm going to write it on, if you don't mind, can I write it on this thing?
Yeah,
on the bottom?
go right ahead.
Here I'm going to write a melody that incorporates what I'm talking about for you to use. Okay? This is the first bar of this tune. We have E minor 7, A7, and I'm going to add the flat 13. Now, the flat 13 is totally interchangeable with any one of these, but we're choosing flat 13 for some reason. That's just the way we feel today. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Just.
See, it could be, in other words,
That's
it could
just
be,
chord voicing. That's
right,
just
right.
a matter
It
of.
could be A7 sharp 9.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Now I'm going to write a melody that incorporates this concept. Yeah. Perfect. Genius now.
So, not to get caught in a crap. These are only for dominant chords.
Yes, they're for dominants, but dominants are the big deal. Look how many dominants we have in this song.
See,
Now, my point is, what I've pinpointed is that I wasn't having trouble on the minor chords or the major chords. It was the pivotal movements of the dominants,
Right.
which takes up a whole lot of this song. Look how many dominants here.
Yeah.
Chances are, if we
So
play
that-
this song together, which we will, you're going to sound vanilla-ish on the dominants. It's the dominants that you're going to be playing in the keys.
And I will too. And,
Right,
and
right.
That's
Because you don't know about this yet, and you're going to incorporate this. But you will play in the key of D, right? Won't you?
Yeah, sure. I would.
Now, playing in the key of D is cool for this one, but not cool for that one. See what I mean?
I'd want to
Put some color in
pop
there.
up to
Okay,
B
so here we
flat.
go. Here's a lick that pops up to B flat. What was it? That's nice. It's one of mine.
You write a lot?
Mm-hmm. I just, an all original music record is coming out next month.
Yeah,
Best
you
thing
never
ever
mentioned
done.
something.
Okay. Now, E Dorian. That's a minor scale with a natural sixth. Definite minor scale. The notes would be E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E. Okay? That's why I'm giving you this lick. It goes like this. Now, on the A7 flat 13, B flat jazz minor. You can even see the shape. Look.
Yeah, sure.
Major 7. Wow. This is heavy stuff, I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, but it makes.
I don't even
makes so much sense.
dramatize it. You know, it was instrumental in me learning how to play.
Sure. This one alone could take me a year to get down smoothly. I think I figure out. Theoretically, see why it works.
Theoretically, that's all you need to see right now,
Yeah.
and physically, you'll work it out on your own.
Sure, that's just me sitting all night.
Right.
Speaking of which, I'm moving today.
Really?
Yeah.
Today?
Total hassle. I gotta write a paper tonight. I'm gonna meet
Yeah.
today.
Well, you have a lifetime to work on this stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
No, because I know I'm gonna go home and work on this and move.
oh boy.
2 in the morning.
You need the lights off in here. You'd be really excited. And also the lessons over.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but this is really a lifetime worth of material. Okay, this lick. I'd like you to be able to get it down while we're here. You see the E minor scale here?
Okay.
E, G.
Wait, I'm not reading. It's a E, G. Why do I want to go
You're
to
playing the actual.
Okay.
Right, we're going to do an arpeggio now. E, G, B, D describes the chord of B minor, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, now we want a C sharp, E,
Here's
C sharp.
C
Okay,
sharp.
but stay in position. Da 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 da. E, G, right? Okay, you're gonna have to reach. Perfect. Get that lick down. Now doesn't that describe E minor
Yeah,
nice?
totally.
Da 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 da. Okay, one more time.
Okay.
Okay, now stay right there. Now let's try to do this one.
And what's that top note? I can't see.
A.
That's an A. So I just do right here
Mhm.
like that. A.
B flat, A, right? F, D flat, pinky.
Pinky.
Pinky should be on pinky.
Should
Right,
be
that's a D flat.
Okay. So let me take that again.
Just take that second lick there.
That's A.
F, you're playing a G.
I'm playing
A,
A's
on your fifth
A
fret.
right here, second finger.
A, B flat, A, G, F, pinky, D flat, C,
Shiny.
B flat, move everything down and go to A. Right. Now that's the way this
okay.
lick sounds. We don't have any more time, but this is the way it sounds.
Oh, but
Here's some alternates. Hear that?
mm-hmm.
So I'll incorporate everything I'm talking about. I'm incorporating that. Now, let's write down for this tune, and what I want you to do, you make rhythm tapes and play over them?
No,
That's
but
what you gotta do. That's how you learn how to play. Alright? Make a rhythm tape for me. This is homework, right? I actually do these things. I write assignments and shit, okay?
well,
I want you to work
I
on
go
it
to
too
Sarah
now.
Lawrence.
Okay. This is like, you can do this in a month or 2 months, whatever. Assignment would be, play all jazz minor scales. Get at least 3 positions, 2 positions. 2 positions, at least, of the scales and arpeggios of the jazz minor. Okay?
Scales and arpeggios of the jazz minor.
Right, of the jazz minor, because that's all we're talking about. All we've done is one scale today.
Yeah, yeah.
We just switched it for the different chord. Okay. Number 2 would be make a rhythm tape. I don't have time to teach you about the metronome thing, but put the metronome on, okay? Trust me. Make a rhythm tape of tune-up chords. Comp that for yourself, like for 5 minutes on the tape. Then apply these techniques. B flat, jazz minor, right?
Okay.
A flat,
A-flat,
jazz minor.
And
Now,
the next
you
is
don't
gonna
have very
be-
much time for these things, so you just have to do a few notes, but that will make the difference in the world.
That would
What do
be
you
a-
play this? Does that resolve down a fifth?
No.
Yes, it does. F7 to B flat major seven.
Oh yeah, it does. So I would go
Therefore-
1 fret up.
Right, G flat,
G flat.
jazz minor.
It's minor.
What a lot of great situations. Now, here we have a strange thing. A7's moving to B flat major 7. What category does that
That's the
fall
first
under?
category.
Right. Therefore, we play what jazz minor?
We go from an A to E
E.
jazz minor.
E jazz minor, and we're already on an E minor chord. So E minor tonality for these
Yeah.
2 bars is cool.
You might
But
want
look
to
at
add
these
those
other-
tensions.
Right,
which
you might
are
want to add
listed in
that
the-
sharp 11. That's the only difference.
That all makes
See?
sense.
So this will give you the change in color you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Just
talking
make
about.
sure that you resolve these properly. Don't hang them
Usually
up in the air. Come on to a chord tone, a good strong chord tone. The root, the 3rd, the 5th, or the 7th.
Okay.
See what I mean? Okay.
Very intense.
Now that the tape's rolling, let's make a rhythm tape. Can you read these changes right off?
Sure.
Okay, I'll play bass. Let's make the rhythm tape now. I'm going to work for you.
Okay.
Here we go. And then you can apply it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. G7 flat 15. A7 flat 13. Just keep going. It's alright. We'll come out together. Now let me just do it for a while. Just wanted to see if you wanted some copying knowledge
Yeah.
too.
What was the one?
Okay, those were, you know, the minor 9, you know, like a D minor 9.
Sure.
That's in there someplace. All right. All I'm doing is omitting the root because I figured the bass player is playing it,
Okay.
or it sounds fine by itself, and adding the 11. D, E, F, G. G is the 4th and also the 11th. See, after you learn all these big forms, watch. Okay?
Okay.
Then after a while, you will leave those big forms out and just play the tops. And
Right.
Because you realize they cut through so good with a band, things like that. So here's a 2-5. Here's this tune in all those voices. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. just altered tensions. Sharp 9.
Yeah. That's like usually.
Just find the notes. See? They, grab the notes. Cool.
Yeah.
This is the way to do it. Make rhythm, take the tune up, and play with it.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Oh.